Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I am an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Hooray! It's Project Recipe Day, and today guys, I'm breaking a rule. I'm breaking my rule that I have set, and I'm doing something kind of outside of the norm. And instead of taking an old project recipe and refreshing it with new stuff, I'm actually taking a new project recipe. I never do this, so let me know if you guys like it. This will probably be like a one-time or very, very rare time thing, but I am doing the newest project recipe, Seas Please, and it is nautical. It's very Alaskan, it's very cruise, it's very beach, and I love it. And I just love the picture of it so much that I just wanted to create it right then and there. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. To create this project, you're going to need 3 sheets of paper. If you're using Seas Please, I'm going to post a picture of the coordinating pieces according to CM. Then you also will need 2 sheets of coordinating cardstock. In this case, I'm using beige. You'll need your 12-inch trimmer, your border maker system, the brand new Dolphin's border maker cartridge, of course your tape runner, handy dandy tape runner, and we'll be using our custom cutting system today with the blue blade and the circle templates, and then you'll need your red blade for photos. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move some of this aside because we don't need all of it right now. Your 2 beige sheets are going to serve as your base. Now I'm going to choose my next piece. It's a super easy cut, and I am choosing the striped patterned paper. I think this is a case where your loudest pattern is going to work well here. So I've got my large, loud pattern sheet. I'm going to open up my trimmer and I'm going to make one 6-inch cut. Boom! We're done with that sheet, so I can go ahead and put those pieces aside. Now I am going to pull out another sheet, and for this we're going to use our border maker system. So let me set aside my trimmer. No, we will need the trimmer one more time. I'm going to pull out my custom cutting mat just to help contain some of my mess. And you're going to need to cut 4 strips from your border maker system. Now, as you guys can see, I'm using a slightly different version. Again, this was from our anniversary. It's the exact same border maker, different color. I couldn't resist with all of the blues. I'm still borrowing my daughter's trimmer because I'm lazy. But yeah, I just wanted to be matchy-matchy, and since there's so much blue, I thought it would be fun. Alright, if you're not familiar with how to use our border maker system, it's one of my favorite tools. It is a system of interchangeable parts so that you can get lots of different borders. I've done several videos on how to use it, so I will make sure to link that in the description and post a little card here so you guys can get that information. So I've gotten 1 complete strip. I'm now just going to move my paper over and replicate this 3 more times. Now, it's important when you're following a recipe, if you're supposed to punch strips from something, but also maybe punch mats from it, you always want to do the strips first. And that's mainly because it just gets harder and harder to use the smaller bits of paper once you've cut mats from it. So if we can just punch first, you don't have to worry about trying to squeeze your paper on at the end. Now, one thing I also want to note is that we are saving all of our little extra pieces, so don't let those escape you. Don't throw them away. I'm going to have to remind myself not to put those pieces in the trash. All right, now I'm gonna stop talking and just punch those last 2 strips for us. All right, I am done with my border maker system. Normally I would clean up my punch poop, but I'm going to need some of it. So I'm just going to gently move my mat aside and I can come back to these pieces later. All right, now we need to take our piece and you're gonna need to make a 6.5 inch cut. Now, when I had this in my border maker system, I had this side showing. So you guys can see, you know, it doesn't necessarily cut a straight edge. So just to make sure I give myself a super clean edge, I'm gonna give it a 180-degree flip so I get the freshest, cleanest side possible. I'm gonna open up that trimmer arm and go all the way to 6.5. This piece is extra. I'm gonna set this aside. It might be great for one of my scrap videos down the line. I'm gonna take my 6.5 inch piece and I'm gonna give it just a 1/4 turn. And now I'm going to make a 4.5 inch cut twice. So this is because we were making 4.5 by 6.5 inch mats. Here's my first cut. And my second one. You've got a good size piece here that is also extra. You can set that aside, use it for scraps or in another layout some other time. We are now done with our trimmer. Completely done. Isn't that crazy? There's so few cuts in this, but we're not completely done cutting yet. I'm pulling my 13 inch cutting mat back out, and with my last sheet of paper I need to make a few cuts using my custom cutting system. So first I need to use my small circle. So this is my small, here's my medium, I have a large still in my kit, and you're going to use the blue blade with the small circle and you're going to cut 4 circles. Now we're going to be cutting more out of this sheet, so it's important that you save space while cutting. First circle done, 3 more to go. All right, I have finished making my 4 large circles. These are going to serve as photo mats. So when you are ready to cut your photos, you're going to be using, again, the same small circle, but instead of the blue blade, you'll be using the red blade. Now our last cut of the day, if you have the new circle shape maker, you'll be cutting, punching out 6 circles real quick. If you don't have that, that's okay. You can use the medium circle, the inside track, also with the blue blade, and you'll get a very similar effect. So that's what I'm going to do because homegirl's too lazy to dig out another tool. One down, 5 more to go. I'm boo-booed there. I tried to do something, it was too skinny and it got caught, but I think I can still save it with some scissors. That's what happens when I try and save paper too much. I end up backing myself into a corner. But it'll be fine. Like I said, I'm just going to come through with some scissors and trim off the little extra piece. Pretty much good as new. A little wrinkle, which I can cover up in our next step. So we have made all of our cuts. I'm just going to clear these out and then we can start adhering. Before we get too far in the adhering process, we actually need to make some embellishments. That is what we are doing with these little small circles and our punch poop from before. So every time you cut out from the Dolphin Border Maker cartridge, you get a little wave piece and a dolphin. So now we're going to adhere those onto our little circles, which is why I was saying that I could trim this up nicely. And we'll see how it goes. So you're just going to use your repositionable trimmer and you can put the wave on and a dolphin. So if you put the wave, sort of the bottom third of the circle, and then the dolphin over top of the wave, you're going to get really cute embellishments for our page. Now that I have assembled all of my little embellishments, I'm just going to continue to come through and rub off any extra repositionable adhesive. One more step until we're ready to continue. We just need to take our precision point scissors and just trim off those extra ends on our circle. So you guys can see there's a little bit of hangover from where I put that punch poop down. Oh my gosh, that's so gross. I've got like a piece of hair coming on my paper. Right, it may be easier to turn your circle upside down so you can see exactly where those edges are. All right, that's all done. Time to start assembling. Let me get some of my tools out of the way so that we can do this fast and easy. All right, we're going to take those first two. Oh boy, I just threw my circles across the room. I'll have to go back and get them in a second. But we are going to take those first two 6-inch pieces and you're going to adhere those about 2 inches from the side of your paper. Now, if you don't have a ruler and you want to make sure that you are getting even borders or even distribution, I like to just take a piece and overlap them. Get my bases overlapped. Oops, using repositionable there. And then just line up my second piece with that with the one we've already adhered. So you wind up with 2 pieces that are very evenly distributed. Next up, the easy peasy part, we're going to take our 4.5 by 6.5 inch mats, and they're going to go right in the middle of your 6-inch pieces here. And then you're going to have your borders at the top and bottom of each page. When you're happy with the placement of those, again, you can butt your two bases up next to each other and make sure that they're aligned nicely. But when you're happy with your placement, then you come in with your tape runner and adhere it. Now you're going to come in with those larger circles that we cut, and you're going to lay them down on your pages so that they fit between the two upper and lower borders. They're going to overlap your base and that 6-inch sheet. Again, I'm just using my side-by-sides to make sure that I'm happy with their placement. Looks good to me. I'm going to come in with my repositionable just in case. Now, I didn't show this part, but you guys are welcome to, before you adhere anything down, flip things over, check out the patterns on both sides. Make sure you like the pattern that's showing. The cool thing about these recipes is that you really can just like mix and match. I mean, this paper showing with the cruise ships is super cute, and it would be a lot of fun for a cruise book. This might not be a cruise. This could be beach. So for me, I'm going with the plain blue pattern on the facing up. All right, and then of course your little circles that we cut, those are going to go on either side of your layout, sort of fitting in the space. The top one is going to fit within your mat, and the bottom one, so that gives you a nice little spacing rule. Guys, this is when, don't worry about getting them straight. Try, turning them different ways. It's all right. I'm just going to mess around. I'm trying not to be too perfect, and then I'm sure that is what's going to make me love it the most. I'm going to adhere my mats down. I feel like if I do that, it's going to be easier to adhere my, my little dolphins down. And just like that, we are all finished. You've got lots of options for journaling or titling. So you've got spaces here, 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 and here. Pick one of those for your journal, for your title. Pick another for journaling. Then you've got plenty of spaces to throw some clusters. So like if you titled here, you could cluster here or here, and then, oh, I don't know, maybe journal here or title here, cluster here, cluster here. So long as you're hitting all of those thirds. I really love it, guys. And despite having to use a lot of tools, we had a custom cutting system, our border maker system, our trimmer, it really was very simple. All right, guys, what did you think of this project recipe, and what did you think of the C's Please papers? Also, the Dolphin Border Maker cartridge. There were so many great tools in this one recipe. It was jam-packed, full of stuff. Now, I know that I jumped right into this. I didn't even explain project recipes, so raise your hand if you don't even know what a project recipe is. That's okay. So project recipes are something that Creative Memories creates. They create one for each and every single one of their new collections. It's a cutting guide used to create a 2-page spread. It used the new tools, it uses the new papers, and they're awesome. But the true magic in project recipes is that you can use these recipes over and over and over again. Change the papers, change the tools, and you have totally unique looking pages. And I adore that. I love that. So, I was having trouble thinking, I'm like, okay, one of the reasons I thought that this recipe was so cool was because you use that negative space, that punch poop from the border maker system to create some embellishments, like a little border on the side. And I was trying to think what other punches, what other border maker cartridges do we have that could do that same thing? And a lot of them I was thinking were kind of similar, like the paw print or the animal tracks, or maybe the flip-flops, that one's really old, or the footprints. Some of those have really teeny tiny little pieces. So I don't know. Oh, we had that bat one a couple years ago for Halloween. That would be really cool. So what other cartridges would you guys suggest using with this project recipe? Now, granted, if you don't have the negative space or the punch poop, or maybe you threw it away without thinking, you don't have to use that. You could use these little circles as little foundations for clusters, like use stickers or other punches and make something interesting here. So it's really, like the firework punch would be really cool. You know, cut out a circle and then layer the firework punch over top. Be great for those 4th of July or New Year's Eve or whatever posts. So it's really flexible. All right, guys, I think that's it for me. If you create using this project recipe, I would love to see it. So please make sure you tag me on Facebook or Instagram. And speaking of Facebook or Instagram, I really try to post on there once a day. So it is a great way to keep up with what's going on in my life and what's going on with Creative Memories. And if you ever need to contact me and send me like a private message, Facebook and Instagram are the way to do it because you can reach me one-on-one, and I check it fairly regularly. All right, and if you're interested in attending any of my events, make sure you check out my Scrap with Ash site. And then last but not least, if you see anything in this video or have any scrapbooking needs at all, please make sure you visit my Creative Memories site. You can find that at creativememories.com/cm/AshleyRush. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.